I'm doing a video about this. I didn't want to. I just like football. I like talking about football. I don't like talking about off the field stuff. More and more you get drawn into it, but it's a bit like work. I really enjoy my job. I really like the people who I work with. I like the sort of customers, or whatever you want to call them, who come in, and I enjoy the physical work that I do. I don't like the nonsense that surrounds it, and I'm the same with football. I love the game. The nonsense, I'm not so bothered about. Don't really want to talk about it, but I've got to, and that is this overturned red card. It makes an absolute mockery of the greatest game on earth. It's been overturned, I'll come to something else in a minute, but it's been overturned days after the incident. I mean, that's one of the first things. If it'd been overturned 24 hours later by the International Federation of Referees, we've just said, all right, is this a new thing? But it's days later. Even if it's not bent, it looks bent. But the point is this: there is no review process. There is no review process. No FAs can get in touch with FIFA and this, that, other, and ask the questions about things, but there is no review process. But suddenly there is. But what about every other red card in tournament? The rules are there for a reason. 30 odd years ago, I saw my team. I was lucky enough to see my team go to Wembley and win a cup final. Now, one of my absolute favourite players of then and of all time was suspended for that final because he got sent off in a league game the week before. And at the time, as a young kid, that was in league, this is in cup. But the rules are the rules. You get sent off, you're suspended for the next game. You cannot suddenly have one team, one nation, whatever. But theirs don't count. We're going to put it out off for here. Infantino has got to step down. He has got to step down. Now, at first, there were sort of these quiet statements were coming up. Oh, no, it's, we've come to this decision and blah, blah, blah. Even though, I'll keep coming back to this, there is no review process. But then the president of the United States comes out and admits, well, yeah, I've been up blow to him. I'm not having this. I don't think it would have found.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really well, really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past, I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy.
I mean, you've got the president of a country slagging off and accusing a referee of being bent to millions of people across the world, whilst at the same time making some underhanded, dodgy deal with your mate to completely change the rules of competition just for you and your team. I mean, Johnny, I don't like that, sort it out. Yeah, of course I will, Don. Where does it fucking end? You can't have these people interfering in the game. I mean, what if you don't like decisions in next match? Was he going to ring him up at half time? Johnny, I've had an idea. Get rid of this clown. I'll ref second half. Do you know what I mean? These egotistical, money-orientated lunatics, megalomaniac, narcissists. You can't have. I mean, but we have it World Cup chiselled into the shape of his head next, like a mini Rushmore dedicated to himself. All this with Peace Pratt on it. I'm winding me fucking son up here. Bent. You can't have it. Now listen, I've got no truck with American supporters who obviously want their best team available to play. Of course you would. If England had a player sent off and it got overturned, I'd be like, oh, that'd be great news for us. Of course you would, because as fans, that's what you want. You want what's best for your team. But you've got to look at the rule book. You cannot sit there with the blinkers on, thinking, why is everyone having a go at us? But the reason people are having a go is because the rules have been applied to every other single nation except for you. That's why. So you can't take it personally. You can't take it, they're having a pop at me. People are having a go at the decision. The bent decision. And it is bent. Infantino's got to go. The Belgian FA are obviously furious about it. And of course they would be, because they've been preparing for one of the biggest games of the year. And they'll been preparing for a certain team. And now suddenly there's going to be somebody in there that they've not planned for. And what about every other team in the tournament that's had a player sent off? What are they now thinking? Well, we could have had him back for a second group game and we might have got a result. Honestly, it's shocking. UEFA have come out and said that, FIFA stepped beyond the line this time. UEFA. I mean, they've got cleanest whistling wheel, aren't they? They're coming out and saying you've crossed the line. There's coaches and managers all across the globe saying, it's completely wrong. And I'm afraid to say, Infantino's got his nose so far up Donald J's arsehole, it's embarrassing. He'll be popping up somewhere at the back of his thorax. He really will. I mean, should we be surprised? Probably not. We shouldn't be surprised. I mean, there was a World Cup in Qatar in the Middle East. And there was a lot of talk, obviously, about the gay rights thing over there. Now, that's their way, and that, whatever. But when he was questioned about it, he was like, it's nothing really. Everybody gets bullied. I used to have ginger hair. I don't think being bullied for having ginger hair, it's the same as being stoned. Do you know what I mean? What about the migrant workers that died? He was like, oh, no, I don't know about that. I can't see it. He's got to go. Now, FIFA's been like this for years. He's not the only one. Before him, there was Blatter. Before that, there was the Havelange. All that missing money that went missing for the academies in Africa and the West Indies. Oh, God, Jack Warner. I mean, where do you... I could go on all night. Blatter. Right, let's just so. Sepp Blatter has released a statement. Red cards are not overturned by political phone calls. They're overturned by rules, evidence, and independent bodies. If a US president intervenes with the FIFA president and a player is suddenly cleared before a World Cup knockout match, the question is unavoidable. Sepp Blatter. When he's calling you out saying it looks bent, look, you ain't got anywhere else to go. I mean, geez, Sepp Blatter. Mr. Envelopes himself. I mean, England's through to the next round, right? Our player has been sent off for the knife-footed challenge, and rightly so. He caught the kid, it was a bad one, right? But if you break it down, he went in and his calf bounced off the ball. He didn't go in with his foot up to a timid knee. His leg bounced up off the ball. So what was it? Well, it don't count because he didn't mean it. But no, you can't. Because the fact of the matter is, his leg did come off the ball and hit the kid badly. And that's why it was a red card. Now, that challenge overnight. Did he mean it? Oh, no. But the fact of the matter is, he's nearly gone through kid's ankle and nearly snapped it in half. Then there's been talk about the VAR don't count. The VAR don't count because they've replayed in slow motion and they're not allowed to do that.
They're not allowed to review in slow motion because it's so different. Because you'll take one little quarter of a second and you'll see that a hand is touching a neck or you'll see something. Whereas when you see it in fast motion, it will look like two guys collided, which is really what happened. They got sort of entangled.
Where the fucking hell have you got that from? Watch every VAR decision you ever see. Forwards, backwards, slow-mo, speed it up, slow it down. They do it every time with every decision. It's absolute nonsense. And as I said, I can understand why the fans, we might have this great playback. I can understand that. But it's cobblers that I'm hearing about, I don't know why fans are moaning. It's a spectacle. You should want the best players to be there. Well, yeah, you don't want the best players to be there. I like watching Messi play. I enjoy watching England players play. I enjoy watching the French lads play. Dembele. But if one of them gets sent off, I expect him to miss the next game because those are the fucking rules. Those are the rules of international football. It's shocking. He has got to go. I mean, I'm waiting for Jack Warner to slither out. Honestly, he has got to go. Now, we've known FIFA's bent. FIFA has been bent for almost as long as it's been going. There's been money getting stifled all around the world and snaffled up by developers and this, that, or other, and friends of friends. It's always been bent. But this, the blatant obviousness of it, they're not even trying to hide it. The president of a nation coming out going, yeah, I rang him up because I don't think it's right and it's all sorted now. It's completely fucking corrupt. You cannot have international political bully boys telling you how to run the game. You cannot have it. So Infantino wants to get it bin and he wants to take Donald Weem. It's an absolute joke. And honestly, if they're allowed to get away with it, fucking forget about it. The integrity of the competition goes completely out of the window. Completely out of the window. Absolute joke. Well, it is. Absolute joke. No, I've got no skin in game. And I'll be honest with you, as I said, I've got nothing against the US fans or this sort of the players in particular. I've quite enjoyed watching them. I watched them against Australia. Real good performance. Enjoyed the way they played football. Pochettino, they've got a terrific coach. Play some nice stuff. Enjoyed watching them. And it should be a good game. You know, an aging Belgian side, but they've still got a bit in the locker. Should be a really entertaining contest. But you want it to be an honest contest. You know, I'd got no skin in game. I was just looking forward to, as a neutral, to enjoying watching a good game of football. And now I'm thinking, well, I hope they don't win with a kid who shouldn't be there inside. I mean, if he goes on and scores a winner, every other red card in competition. Joke. Not entirely unexpected, as I say, because we know how corrupt and bent that entire organisation is. But the obviousness, I mean, they're not even trying to hide it now. Not even trying to hide it. I'd be furious if I were Belgium. I'm furious anyway, just as a fan of football. The most simple and beautiful game in the world. Not perfect, because nothing can be perfect. But it's about the best they can be as a sport. And if you suddenly start letting people make phone calls like that, it's one thing being underhanded and, you know, siphoning money off to the side and giving your mates backhanders and this over, because we know all that goes on. That's one thing. But when it affects the actual game itself on the park, when these slimy, oily suits start affecting the actual game on the pitch, now, fuck off. Fuck right off, you bent bastards. I'm getting more wound up as I think about it.